Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for wearing a white dress to my friend's wedding? I can't believe I'm using this Reddit account for another wedding related issue. I'm a 20-year-old female and I met my friend Charlotte at 21 when I moved into my college dorm in August 2020. We got along well, we shared ideas on how we wanted to divide the space, and kept things clean and organized, and had many similar interests. Within a month, we were studying and hanging out together, and I considered her a good friend. I also met her now husband, Josh, 22. They seemed like a cute and loving couple, and I was very happy when they got engaged Christmas 2020 after 3.5 years together. Charlotte has spent the last 18 months planning this wedding down to the last detail. I don't want to say she's obsessive, but it has been intense, and I've tried to help her as best as I can by making appointments, managing stress, etc. I also gave her $250 to help pay for the wedding. Her family can only afford part of it, which isn't included in the wedding gift I'm going to be giving her. Well, a month before the wedding, I was trying to decide what to wear. I wanted something nice because Charlotte said that they would have a photographer slash videographer and a wedding planner. And I knew Charlotte had a vision for her wedding, and I wanted her in control as possible for all the details of her special day. So I asked her which dress out of the three that I'd narrowed down should I wear. She asked if I would actually pull out all of my dresses, so I did. She ended up narrowing it down to one of my picks, along with the dress I had put firmly in the no pile for being white. It was a wedding, after all. She told me both dresses were lovely, but that she prefers the white one. I asked if she was sure, and she said yes, and even picked out a pair of pink and white heels from her closet to go with my dress, and I figured that was that. Fast forward to last week, I show up in the dress and about half hour before the ceremony. I get some weird looks, but no one is saying anything. In hindsight, this is when I should have realized that something wasn't right. When Charlotte comes out of her dressing room for some last minute pictures, she looks shocked to see me, and then she starts turning red. She pulls me aside and starts going off on me immediately about wearing the dress to her wedding. I'm stunned. I ask her what the problem is because she picked the dress out. And she told me it was a friendship test. That's right, folks, a friendship test. How can you possibly have failed the friendship test? And that if I were a real friend, that I wouldn't have worn the dress or her shoes to the wedding. I started laughing because honestly, I thought it was a joke, and she screamed at me that I ruined her effing wedding and that I needed to get out now. I flat out told her that she was crazy and left, not wanting to fight anymore and not knowing how to deal with what happened. I grabbed my wedding gift to them on the way out. My phone has been flooded with text, voicemail, and social media notifications from her and her friends and her family about what a jerk I am, but I honestly don't see what I did wrong. Am I really the jerk here? Edit. Quite a few people have said you're the jerk slash everyone's a jerk because you should have known not to wear white anyways. And I just want to clarify that I brought up this point to Charlotte more than once while asking her if she was sure, and she insisted that I wear the white dress. She said that I would look lovely and she wanted me to look my best for her wedding because she wanted very nice pictures slash videos. I would not have worn this dress if she had not assured me multiple times that it was what she wanted. Edit 2. Someone made a comment about how if the bride is wearing white, I should be at least prepared for weird glances. The bride isn't even wearing white. That was another non-traditional thing that she did. She wore blue. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
OP, how could you have possibly read her mind that she was playing games with you? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Plain and simple. Like, if she wanted you to wear white and you wore white, then that is not your problem anymore, because I sure would fail this friendship test. Because if someone was like, hey, I need you to wear white to my wedding, I would say, are you sure? And they would be like, yeah, I need you to wear white. And I'd be like, okay, I'll wear white for you because you told me to. So I would fail as well. So maybe that's just me being partial here. But no, I don't think you're a jerk. What more could you have done? Like, if you hadn't worn white, if you had worn the other dress, then she would maybe have been mad at you and said that that was a test too. You were supposed to wear the white because you needed to prove that that you could trust her when she said that you could wear white. So I think that you were in a no-win situation here. So yeah. Anyhow, take care and good luck. She told me it was a friendship test. Yep, she tested whether or not she was your friend, and guess what? She's not. When someone is mad at you because they lied to you and you believe them, that person is the jerk, regardless of what conversations exist in the broader culture about colors of dresses. Your friend lied to your face and embarrassed you in public just to see if she could, not the jerk. Tell her you don't want to be friends with someone who tricked you, embarrassed you, and ruined her own wedding by her actions. That was so messed up of her. Who does that? If I were you, I would never be friends with her again. This friendship test is covered in marinara sauce. If that's a friendship test, then Charlotte failed miserably. Real friends don't test each other like that. Seriously, what in the world? Not the jerk. Oh, and one note real quick here. I did find out about the marinara flags. So the marinara flags actually goes back to a Reddit post that happened a little while ago, and I'm trying to find a copy of it essentially. But basically, someone was on a double date, and one of the people basically said that red was marinara was red in Italian, and that Alfredo was white. And Opie tried to argue with them, but the point is that someone in the comments said something about this being a marinara flag, and so I'll find that and read that at some point in time. So stay tuned for that. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Telling My Husband that he should be ashamed of himself and that he would be incredibly lucky if his oldest daughter ever speaks to him again? And there is a content warning on this one. It does involve the death of a spouse/parent. I married my husband 3 years ago. He was divorced and previously widowed. He has 2 daughters, Annie, who's now 26, I believe, from his first marriage, and Amy, who is 17, from his second. My husband told me about his late wife and his ex-wife and the issue that he had as a blended family when he remarried, and Annie was not on board with him remarrying, and the fact that this strain ended his second marriage. He was also honest that Annie never forgave him for remarrying and never wanted anything to do with Amy or him after she turned 18. What he did not tell me was the major role that he played in all of this. I found out 3 weeks ago at a dinner with his extended family. The story, as I now know it, is that when Amy was around 5 years old, she took a special interest in a necklace that belonged to his late wife. My husband gave the necklace to Amy, which upset Annie because all of her mother's possessions were meant to go to her. My husband told Annie that it was just one item and that she needed to get over it because Amy was entitled to have something too from the person that she didn't even know. Of course she was entitled, right? Annie had brought up that it was the piece that her mother wore the most. My husband told her that it was a special gift to give to her sister, that she was being selfish. His ex-wife told her that the mother would want someone as special as your sister to have that piece of her as well. Ouch. Never got over it, tried to take it away from Amy, and was punished. The last time she saw any of them was when she told them all to go away. Very impolitely, but I can understand. Amy still has the necklace too, and she has let it get into a bad way and talks about it as if her dad bought it for her. I was shocked. I never would have expected my husband to be that way. He was very unapologetic about it and told me that Annie would have to get over it someday. I told him that he should be ashamed of himself and that he should have allowed Annie's mother's possessions to be hers and to do with what she chooses. And that Amy did not care about his late wife's or the significance of those items. But Annie would have. I told him that he will be incredibly lucky if his daughter ever speaks to him again, and I would not blame her if she never did. He was furious that I judged him. His family said that I should have taken my husband's side over his daughters, who I don't even know, except for the nephew and niece who told the whole story because they think that my husband did a messed up thing. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
OP, you're not the jerk in this situation. Your husband is. And the fact that he never told you the real story kind of is the icing of the cake of the jerk cake, right? Like, he knows what he did was messed up, because if he actually had, like, any doubt about whether or not this was messed up, he would have told you the whole story. He would have been like, yeah, I don't know, she was just super unreasonable when I gave away her late mother's necklace to my other daughter. Yeah, so of course she was going to be upset that he gave away the jewelry to to her half sister. Like, that's just completely unreasonable. And then being like, oh, well, your mother would have wanted to go to someone special. Like, that cuts deep, right? That's implying that the daughter here, that OP, that the other daughter is not special, right? So yeah, totally messed up, and I can understand why she hasn't spoken to them in so long. So OP, I don't think that you're the jerk. You definitely do not need to take someone's side when they're acting like a jerk. Even if you're married to them, you're allowed to say, hey, you're acting like a bad person and a jerk in this situation. There are no laws to that. In fact, you should call people out who are acting bad, because it's healthy to be able to talk about these things. Maybe not necessarily say it in a bad or mean way, maybe say it diplomatically, but you should still call people out when they're acting bad. Not the jerk, your husband doesn't understand it. He likely lost Annie forever, her love and respect, and his place as a father in her heart. It was not the necklace itself, but the meaning of the necklace, the love, respect, care of her mom's memory. I would be more concerned about it if I were OP. Her husband hid a part that showed he was responsible for this disastrous relationship with his daughter and made it seem like it was his daughter's problem. I don't doubt that in his mind he thinks he didn't do anything wrong, but it speaks loudly about who he is and how he resolves things. Also, the you should support me because I'm your husband is total garbage. And to add, the husband might indeed hide things purposely. However, I'm more inclined to believe that he had more troubles and the necklace was the final straw. OP's husband gaslighted her daughter's feelings commonly, so he really didn't remember the issue nor others because, quote, he had already gotten over it just as her daughter should have. But of course, I'm talking about my personal experience, so I might be wrong. That being said, both perspectives are equally bad. Alright, folks, it is tea time! Grab your beverages of choice. I have some tea. Water. Amber has some delicious water. Which letter is like a crazy Roman emperor? The letter P, because it's near O. Nero? Oh my goodness, and I have Earl Grey. So I have also, before we cut out, I have a funny story. Maybe you'll think it's funny or not. Maybe you won't. So I have a phone, and I'm currently using it to record here. But that's aside from the point. And sometimes when I put it in my pocket, it likes to randomly type things on the screen because I'll have like headphone cords in my pocket, and that'll like trigger the screen. I'm now no longer doing that, and I've set it up to hopefully there won't be random presses. So. But today, my phone typed a bunch of random gibberish to some poor person on Instagram, and they were like, and it was actually like hearts intermingled with like, like random gibberish, which was really embarrassing, by the way. I was very mortified by it, but it was like a graduation photo or something like that, so it wasn't even like something where someone would be like lots of hearts or something like that. And so I'm like, I see. And also the reason why I'm like was very concerned at the moment, like when I opened up my phone was trying to buy something, right? I was on Instagram and it was trying to like have me purchase something and wanted me to enter my credit card information. And so it had clicked all the way through that. So I scroll back a few more pages and a few more pages. And finally I see a bunch of like hearts. And I'm like, oh no, I need to delete these. And so I messaged the person. Well, they messaged me first. I explained the situation. They were very understanding. So thank you, person on Instagram. You're very kind for understanding that I did not intend to send those to you. I also had the other day, something very similar happened. So to my advisor, my PhD advisor, actually, it almost sent a bunch of random gibberish. Let me see if I can look this up for you. So, okay, so what's going on here is basically, as you can see, this was all typed out on my phone here. And yeah, this was all typed out on my phone. And there's some of this stuff. It's actually very funny. And then we get to the very bottom here. and I'll read you this lovely poem that my phone typed out for me. There's a bunch of smiley faces and stuff like that in front of it. It T-Rex in her heart, you are having fun. 1Y tome Y QA la la day. We see you soon. Love the poem and Y tome, and the dad would love to re-UG it R. So that is the poem that my phone wrote out for my advisor, my former advisor. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like, and if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior's Eve. I hope you all have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you later.